Hello friends, welcome back on stitchingmall.com. This is the dress that we'll be making in this video. So these are the measurements. The suit length, the cotton fabric. This was 2.5 meter fabric lengthwise, and this is about 2 meter fabric. The design pattern is widthwise. So the border is on the sides and design pattern runs widthwise. We fold the fabric. This is 2.5 meter fabric. We turn it towards the back side and then fold it this way so that we could mark our front and back. Length is 38 inches. Total length we want is 48 inch. We mark the shoulder, armhole length, waist length, hip length and full length. Full length 38, and then we'll add the extension. Chest is the fourth part of chest and 1 inch. Waist is fourth part of waist and 1 inch. Same for the hip line. Fourth part of hip and 1 inch, and we keep the same as here for the bottom. Now we mark the armhole. For this we take about ½ inch or 1 inch, as wide as you want, and then I join all the outer lines, chest, waist, hip and the bottom. So the lower thing is done. We shape it, and armhole we join shoulder from this mark we made. Neck width is 3 inch. Slope is ½ inch down. Join this shoulder slope. Take mid of armhole and then shape armhole. Keeping about ½ inch or so out, we can mark outer armhole. Now we cut princess line. In the earlier video I had shown, still I make it clear. This is 4 inch inside we marked, and a little below the armhole, middle of the armhole, we start, and from bottom also we mark 4 inch. The formula is chest divided by 12 plus 1 inch. And then we shape this princess line thing, and from waistline we make a cross because this is where we'll be adding the cully or the godet. Outside I'm marking 2 inch for the seams. Depending on the fabric, the seams may be more or the less. If the fabric is very slippery, the seams would be lesser. Now we run tracing wheel on the stitching line, mark about 3/4 inch on the bottom to shape. Now I show you a collar neckline, but I'll be stitching it in a very lazy thing. People who don't like making bends, but here marking would be same as a regular drafting. So here we take 3/4 inch down for the back neck and shape it. For the front neck length, we take 3 inch or 3.5 inch. I'm taking 3.5 inch long. For the back neck, I had taken 3/4 of an inch, and then we had shaped it. The width of the neck is 3 inch. The placket making I have shown in detail in the earlier video, but here also I give you in a brief. So first of all we cut the outline because we are cutting front and back together, but the placket is needed only in the front part of the dress. So we cut the outline to make our next step easier. So we'll cut the sides, make the notches, and as we already do in all the other dresses, we remove the back part of this dress. Remove it. Be careful so that we don't waste front and back. We don't cut them together because that will waste our back part then. Now we cut the neck. This is our front neck. Even if you make mistakes, don't hesitate to try next time. Don't be afraid to waste the fabric, or don't be afraid, because unless you try, you will never learn to do anything. So we cut the front neck and the front armhole. And now we cut the front placket also, because this is the front part. Make sure all the pieces are on place. You can use the pins if needed. Now we cut the front placket. You can make it as long or as short as you want. So here it is done. Now we place the back part again inside it. You can use a pin to place them and keep them in place. Now we cut the princess cut. From this middle cut, we start cutting. There are many design patterns what you can make out of this design, but this is the basic. So here I may mark this cross thing on the waistline, middle of this. So here we make the notches. It will help us at the time of adding the godets or kali. So we make these small cuts. They are tiny things, but tiny things are very useful. Now the length of our godet or kali is 22 inches. If you are making it till your ankle length, it could be more. Now we cut the godets and kali. This was our kameez fabric. Fold it once, fold it twice. Press it with your hands and fold it one more time. I'm taking a contrast fabric. You can use even the same color fabric. Use the piping, lace, embroidery pieces or something like that, whatever, or as your imagination can go. We mark from the arm to set the fabric straight. The total length is 22. I'm taking 23. But you please take 22, exactly the same length as needed. Width, I've taken 3.5 inch or 4 inch maximum you can take. Then mark it as a triangle. Width of this godet on folded line is 3.5 inch or maximum 4 inch. Okay, and then length same as you want for your godets. Now we cut this. The line that is facing you is on folded. This you have to make sure. Now we cut this piece, and while we open this godet, it will be placed this way from the notch that we made. I cut it 1 inch longer because I stitched it from a little 1 inch up, but it is advisable that we stitch from waistline to give accentuation or highlight our waist. So both the sides, this godet would be stitched this way. The total length is 38 inch. 1 inch would go into stitching, and total length we want is 48 inch, which is we are not getting because the fabric is less in length. So this was the side fabric which is left after cutting the godets. Now what we do, we can use this fabric to add length to our dress. So this is about 10 inch plus half inch more. So this is no, like, it's very simple, it's no rocket science. You can simply place your scale, mark and cut. In case you have any confusion, you can have a quick look at this video. This is for cutting a short sleeve. The tips would be the same, that you take the length of the sleeve plus 1.5 inch and then 7 inches length on the fabric, and then 3 inches inside. And I'm sure you understood now why we have to take this 3 inches inside, because your front body is narrower, that is deeper inside. Okay, leave 1 inch from up, take middle point on this line, then give a shape like this, right? So here you have the short sleeve. On the bottom of the sleeve, take half of your biceps. Of course, the cuff round would be smaller than the biceps round. Now join it and take 1 inch for the margins. So here you have the basic sleeves. Cut it. And before that, if you have a tracing wheel, this is a small tracing wheel you can find if you visit stitchingmall.com. There is one button shop. You can click that and find this tracing wheel on the Stitching Mall shop. Slightly more, about, you can say about 1 or 1.5 inch more than the total cut of our placket, our front cut. So this is how we are cutting it on bias. If your design is not as wide as mine, then you can cut it 1.5 inch. I'm cutting it slightly more, but I'll fold it as per my requirement, and the upper part that I am cutting same on lengthwise fabric. We can cut it on that salvage side. The upper placket width is 3 inch, so that has to be double the width of our inner placket. Reason is the upper placket covers the inner placket, but here, because inner placket is slightly designer one, so we can even show it a little bit, and the length of this placket would be 2 inch more than the inside placket. See, this is 3 inch and the earlier one I cut about 2 inch, and this is cut lengthwise on sides of salvage, but the other one, because of the design pattern demanded, so we cut it on bias. But while we cut and stitch the bias thing, it looks good, but you have to be careful while we stitch. So here we got one piece for the upper buttonholes. Now I show you what you have to be careful while sewing a bias strip. So this is our cut, the right side of the fabric up. This is our bias strip, and this I keep inside the back side. So when it will be turned, the right side of the placket would be coming on right side of the dress, and this strip would be ending on the cut, and we'll start stitching from the top. I kept it inside the dress cut, reason being we don't pull it. Generally when the fabric is less, we start pulling it, so we don't have to pull it at all, otherwise the shape would be spoiled. And we have to stitch it only till the cut, where this cut ends of this middle button placket. Once it is done, we fold it and turn it towards the upper side of our dress. See, we stitched it till the cut only, and here it is neatly turned towards the right side because it is slightly wider than 1.5 inch. It is about 2 inch. That's why it will be a more part, it will be showing on the right side. So we can fold as much as we don't need to show. We'll fold it inside and then stitch to close this side. If needed, you can insert some kind of a piping or a lace. The half of that would come under or inside this fold, and half would be visible on the top side. Even using this method, you can make your simple dresses, simple kurtis or simple t-shirts look more stylish using a contrast color buttonholes. So we stitch till this cut, and you can press it, stitch on the other side of this placket, and this placket would be this way. It will be done. And now we do the top button placket. For this, I do the same method. I insert this piece that we cut, 3-inch wide piece, starting from the top. This one also I start from top and then we'll turn towards the right side. So we place it, I'm placing it from the inside. See, this curvy side of the neck is covered by this placket fabric. These are small things which generally we miss, and it may spoil the look of our dress. So you have to be careful about these things. Then it's a simple stitch till the cut. That's it. Once we reach here, we have to cut this extra thread and turn the placket towards the right side. See, it's simple. Here we do it and then we fold it. We match to see that the top placket covers the lower one. If you want to show a little bit of your lower or inside placket, that you can do till 7 inch. We can keep our neck opening from top. So we fold from the bottom this way. See, we fold from the bottom and we make square kind of a stitch here, so that the bottom of this thing is covered. So in a square it will be covered up, and then if needed we can make a cross or we can make we can stitch some fancy button or a loop or something over it. Once I'll explain you in detail how to neatly do this insertion of the gully. So first of all, we stitch the side panels. The back side of the fabric would be out, and from this is the armhole side where the pointed part would be this way. We place the side panel on the middle panel and start stitching with a firm stitch. Here, if needed, you can insert a dory piping that you can check in one of my earlier videos. You can ask me, I'll send you the link. And then pulling this upper part very slightly on the curve till the part where we'll be inserting the gully or the godet. I cut my godet 1 inch longer, so I'll insert it 1 inch from the top. That will make the waist go slightly wide or loose. But if you want well fitted waistline, then you insert it from the cut or the waist where we marked for the cut. See, from the lower part. But because I want this design from the top, I made the length of the godet 23 inches. So from top, I place it. See very carefully how it is inserted, because this is the beauty of this dress. We just place it from the top and till the bottom. We'll be stitching straight. By following this method, you can make umbrella skirt, umbrella lehenga, anarkali, suit, kurti, or any dress, skirt, any dress with the panels. So I show you in detail in this video, and if you want to watch the same video in Hindi, you can ask me for the link, or you can just simply find out Stitching Wall Hindi Urdu channel and you can watch this video in Hindi as well. So this is how we completed from waist till the bottom. We inserted this middle panel, and when we turn it, the other side, this is the other side of the panel which we'll be stitching, starting a little about 1 inch from the top, and this is the point where you need to be careful, because this is generally people make the mistake of making it slightly messy. So this is how we do it. We start from the top and we place the earlier side towards the right side, and then this one starting from the top about 1 inch above the godet and till the bottom, straight stitch. We won't be pulling any piece, no part, no fabric is to be pulled. It has to be straight, simple stitch. If needed, you can insert some kind of dori piping or lace. while we insert these panels, one thing I make clear that see, this is somewhat like about ½ inch extra that's coming on the bottom side, but don't worry, this can be cut and the lower part can be shaped. After we insert all the panels, and on these joints, if needed, you can, once you press it, you can make a top stitch, pulling the joints outside, and then you can make a top stitch, or you can even stitch a lace over it. So this is how a panel would be included, and it will look as neat, tidy and beautiful as it seems. And one more thing, here I've used some different fabric, but you can even use your old saris or long length fabrics to make this dress in single fabric piece, single color. Same way we'll be stitching the other side of the panel, starting from the top, slightly pulling till the waist length or till the end, where we'll be inserting the panel or the godet. And here, once you watch this video, it will be very easy for you. You won't have to watch any further. You can very easily insert any kind of godets in any dress. Once all the panels, all the godets, gully are inserted and stitched rightly, we'll be doing the placket and the neck. After doing the shoulders, stitching the shoulders, then we'll stitch the armholes, the sleeves, fold the bottoms, sides of the dress, and then this dress would be done. Now all these things I had explained one by one in my earlier princess cut kurti dress. Now still, if you want me to explain all those things to you in upcoming videos, please let me know. If you ask me, if you want me to make the video on that, then only I'll make a related video making this complete dress. Otherwise, I suggest you can go back to my earlier video and the process will be exactly the same. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, you can subscribe to it so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. This is the same process. It seems to be a simple process, and it is exactly like a simple process if you understand it well. See, it is a simple process. Only thing crucial to this dress is the neatness on the pointed side, and that's why I made it a little longer video so that you could see how I made all these 4 godets, how I stitched them, and accordingly, by seeing all of them, you can carefully insert all these godets. And there are many design patterns you can make once you know how to insert these panels. So this is the pointed part. You can see on top of it you can add some kind of button, beads, or some embroidered stitch you can do over it. And in the next video, let me know if you want to watch how to complete this dress. So I will show you how to make this dress. But here in this video, you see how neatly you can do it. See, the process is simple. but only you have to be careful at the pointed part. Don't be in a haste. Don't pull any fabric any side. Just be a little patient. You can do a kacha or a basting stitch to cover it up, and then till the bottom it will be same. When the fabric is uneven from the lower side, don't worry, that will be cut to make the dress even. For that, while measuring the length of the dress, we can keep the dress 1 or 2 inch extra, so that even after cutting we could get the optimum length of our dress. So while joining the front of the sleeve, some fabrics are not that stretchy. In that case, you can pull the sleeve armhole, the front side, slightly. Okay. While you come in the middle of the sleeve and you are stitching the back armhole with the back of the sleeve, do not at all, do not, I again say do not stretch the sleeve. Neither you have to stretch the armhole. Just keep them together, fit them, and then you join them. I hope these tips and these all the things that I shared with you, these are helpful for you. I'm very glad to share my knowledge or whatever experiences I had to share with you all, and thank you so much for watching. If you are subscribed, you will keep on getting more of such videos. Take care, like the video, and keep watching. Bye bye.